Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we are going to discuss the rest of core values, the 7 core values in community psychology. So let's start. So കഴിഞ്ഞ വീഡിയോയിൽ നമ്മൾ ആദ്യത്തെ മൂന്നെണ്ണം പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. സോ ബാക്കിയുള്ളതാണ് നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ബാക്കി നാലെണ്ണം ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. The first one is social justice. Social justice can be defined as fair, equitable allocation of resource, opportunities, obligations, power in society as a whole. And social justice has two meanings, especially important here. Distributive justice concerns the allocation of resource like money, good quality health service among members of population, and procedural justice, which concerns whether process of collective decision making include a fair representation of citizens. Thus, distributive justice concerns the outcome of programs of social policies, while procedural justice concerns how it planned and implemented. Okay. And while we are looking at social justice perspective is often most concerned with advocacy for social policies, example law, court decision, government practice, our regular practice, etc. And for change in public attitude, especially through mass media. But it can be also guided clinical work with members of populations and research on psychological effects of social injustice or change in social policies. Social justice involves concern for wellness of all persons and an inclusive vision of community and recognition of human diversity. And then while we are looking to procedural justice, in especially related to the values we present next, citizen participations in making decisions and genuine collaboration between psychologists and community members. The pursuit of social justice must be balanced with other values and with inequalities in power, and that are difficult to change. Then fifth one, empowerment and citizen participation. And in a community psychologist perspective is the consideration of power dynamics in individual relationship, organization and communities. So empowerment is aimed towards enhancing the possibilities of people to control their own lives. നമ്മളുടെ ലൈഫ് കൺട്രോൾ ചെയ്യാൻ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം, കൂടുതലായിട്ട് അവരെ എൻഹാൻസ് ചെയ്യുക, അവരെ അതിൽ വളർത്തിക്കൊണ്ടുവരാം. And empowerment is a process that works across multiple levels of understanding. It involves gaining access to resource and exercising power in collective decision making. And citizen participation is a strategy for exercising this power. And citizen participation also refers to the ability of a community to participate in decision by larger bodies. That's called a macro system. And I hope നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഓർമ്മയുണ്ട് ഈ മാക്രോ സിസ്റ്റം, മൈക്രോ സിസ്റ്റം, എക്രോ സിസ്റ്റം എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള സിസ്റ്റത്തിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ട് ഒരു തിയറി ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ട്രോൺസൺ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. അത് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ലൈക്ക് ഫുള്ള് ഫിഗർ വരച്ചിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരു ഐഡിയ പറഞ്ഞു തന്നിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ഓർമ്മയുണ്ടാവും വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. ആൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് അഫക്ട് ഇറ്റ്സ് ഫ്യൂച്ചർ. And empowerment and citizen participation are related to the concept of procedural justice. And then citizen participation does not automatically lead to better decisions. Sometimes citizens do not consider the right and needs of all individuals or groups. And empowerment has been used to justify the strengthening of one group at the expense of another. Thus, this value must be balanced with values of sense of community, social justice, and a respect for diversity. So this can lead to a conflict among competing views and interests. Maybe a problem. However, simply avoiding conflict by limiting opportunities for meaningful citizen participation is often worse for those values than promoting free debates. Okay, so nammal adu control cheyila allengil conflict olivakku very important aayittulla karyam. And the sixth one, collaboration and community strength. The most distinctive value of community psychology, long emphasized in the field, involving the relationship between community psychologists and citizens and the process of their work. Psychologists usually relate to community members as experts, and researchers, clinical or educational professionals, or organizational consultants. That creates a hierarchical, unequal relationships of expert and clients, useful in some contexts, but often inappropriate for community work. Community work il nammal oru doctor aayittu poyi avade jaada pidichu nikkan kazhiyathilla. Psychologists also traditionally address deficits in individuals, while community psychologists search for personal and community strength that promote change. And community psychologists do have expertise to share with communities. However, they also need to honor the life experience, wisdom, passionate zeal, social network, organization, cultural tradition, and other resources that already exist in the community. Building on these strengths is often the best pathway to overcoming problem. Okay, so ഈ സ്ട്രെങ്ത്തുകൾ കൂട്ടുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഏറ്റവും വലിയൊരു കാര്യം. ഒരു പാലമായിട്ട് നോക്കിയാൽ ഇറ്റ്സ് എ ബ്രിഡ്ജ് എന്നുള്ളതാണ് കാര്യം. And community psychologists seek to create a collaborative relationship with citizens, so community strengths are available for use. In the relationship, both psychologists and citizens contribute knowledge and resource, and both participation in making decisions. So this collaboration is best pursued where psychologists and community share common values. Thus, it is crucial for community psychologists to know their own values, priorities, and to make careful choice about with whom to ally in the community. And then the last core, the seventh core, is empirical grounding. This value refers to the integrating the research with community action. Basic grounding and action is empirical research finding whenever possible. This uses a researcher to make community action more effective and makes research more valid for understanding communities. Community psychologists are impatient with theory or actions that lacks empirical evidence and with a research that ignore the context and interest of the community in which it is occurred. And community psychologists use quantitative and qualitative research methods also. Community psychologists prize generalized knowledge from a diverse of source with innovative methods. So community psychologists believe no research is value free. It is always influenced by researchers' values and preconceptions and by the context in which the research is conducted. Drawing conclusions from research thus requires attention to values and context, not simply to the data. This does not mean that researchers abandon rigorous research, but the values and communities issues that affect the research are discussed openly to promote better understanding of findings. So that's all about the 7 very core values of community psychology, and hope you all understand. Thank you.